Thanks for joining me today as we uncover the hidden gems of a breathtaking island paradise. Start by asking yourself, do you want to get away, escape the city or the grime, and discover a paradise? Okay, hold on, man. I know you're excited, but there's no roads or airports to this place. You're gonna have to ride one of these speedboats out there. You think you can do it? Okay, man, because once you get out there, all your problems are gonna go away. So come on, let's go. We're at Pattaya Pier in Satun Province, Thailand, and we're about to take one of these speedboat taxis over to one of the islands. There's some other things in the area you might want to consider. If you have time, rent a car. There's some waterfalls, there's some temples. We rent a car, but if you're coming down from Pattaya Airport, it's about a 2-hour shuttle van ride and around 200 baht. And when we took the ferry, prices can change. It was 700 baht one way to Koh Lipe Island. There's some other islands in the area. I'll show you a map that they had posted out there, and so you get a better idea of what is here. Now let's fast track over here and then I'll show you this map. There's a lot of vendors here. It's kind of touristy. We came early. That's why you don't see that many people. It seemed like everybody showed up within 30-40 minutes of the taxi. There's two right now at 11:30 and one at 1:30, but of course that can change. You see, this map was on the way out to the pier. They had it posted. This is Pattaya Beach, Koh Lipe area and Satun Province, but there is another one, the famous one south of Bangkok with all the bars and all that, but there is two different ones. This is a map right here. This is a big snorkel and scuba diving area. You see the different islands you can go to, mostly by speedboat. You can get to Runaway, and I think by bigger dive boat, so it takes a little longer. It's about an hour out here by speedboat taxi to Ko Lipe, so you can do that, or there's another national park. We're going to see the sign for it when we walk around the corner in just a minute. But if you're coming from the airport and you want to go to one of these islands, then you need to get down there. There is a shuttle that leaves in the morning from there. If not, well, like we rented a car and took our time and stayed in a hotel the night before. If you fly in from Pattaya, here is the national park, Tratu National Park. We didn't go out there, but it's a few hundred baht. If you want to go out there and check that out, that's closer to this pier. We went out to the islands and stayed there for several days, and that was already in our plan. We had not planned, but there are waterfalls in the area if you rent a car, and a bunch of temples and some other things. Here is the speedboat taxi price at the current time. It was 700 baht one way. Now the prices can change. I think the shuttle down from the airport from Pattaya, if you're wondering, is about 200 or such baht. You have to arrange that before, and if you do not get in the airport before, I think 10 or 11 in the morning, they'll be gone because it takes 2 hours to drive down. Right, Koh Lipe Satun Thailand. This is like the kind of man-made floating dock for the speedboats, and everybody's coming off that is arriving now about midday, and they're going to bring our bags to us on the beach. So this is where you'll probably come unless you go to another speedboat area. I think this might be one of the only ones. I'll maybe find out later. But I'm going to turn around and we're going to walk over here. You'll see they have like different taxi trucks, and a lot of the resorts, if you look at them, they're holding the sign. So if you have a resort that's nearby, you probably want to call them, tell them your name and your reservation number, and they'll come pick you up, which ferry you're on. So you don't have to wait. The guy, he's already made contact with us, but we're waiting on our bag. So I'm doing a little filming. See? So It's a little chaotic, but once we get out of here, hopefully everything will calm down. Go check in the resort. So they decided to have one of the speedboat things. It's not nothing big like car boat, but you know, get you back and forth from the mainland. Okay, we're in southern Thailand. We're gonna walk back over and look at these guys got a tuk-tuk down here. All right. We arrived. Thank you. And we made it somehow. Kind of a crazy trail with mud and stuff, but it was all right. This is the resort we stayed at. There's a lot of good resorts in the area. The prices vary depending on the room you pick. That's the standard room. This is a seaside room. Of course, you're going to pay more for a seaside ocean view. They had buffet breakfasts at most of these resorts in the area. You can add that when you're booking. That's a good thing to do if you want a good breakfast start. There's two pools here. This is the one that's the upper pool, and this is the one that had a beach bar pool and on the beach, and it was pretty nice. And this is some shops around the resort. There's a lot of other things to do. Here's a map of where we stayed and the island. And you can kayak and snorkel right outside most of these resorts. Some of them have kayaks. So pay per hour to go around on one of these motorbike taxis. And they'll show you around. And that's what I'm going to show you right now, the different areas. Oh my God, you need a four-wheel drive. Oh my God, don't get stuck, dude. Don't get stuck, dude. Oh my gosh. Motorbike type taxi tuk-tuk, and we're going around to the beaches to see the different beaches, look around, and it's 400 baht per hour, so roughly a little more than maybe $10, so not too bad, but they're gonna give you like a flat rate per hour. And it's been raining, so of course it's a little muddy, and we're doing the best we can. So, all right, when it gets more scenic, because we have to go through these villages, and this is where the local people live, you know, so when you're at the resort, of course, it's really nice at the property, but we're going down to different places, and you have to go through these small roads. On the smaller island, it's not going to be paved roads all the time. You're on a bigger island, it's going to be better roads, and we're getting stuck. But anyway, okay, cup and cup. Wow, some of these islands are really beautiful, and the beaches and the scenery and different areas, and we're just going around checking it out. We only had a short trip here, so we're just trying to look at the different areas. In case we come back here, we'll know what side of the island. I hope these videos help you guys figure out before you plan and go. I wanted to try to get a dialogue started. If you guys have a question, I'll try to answer it. If not, someone else can answer, maybe in the comment section. You guys tell me what your favorite island is in southern Thailand, and why the island is your favorite, and maybe we'll get a conversation started, and just keep it professional. You see right over here is the boat, so you can either go out on one of these speedboat tours, or you can rent a local guy, and it's a long boat. I think if you rent a private boat, it's going to obviously be more. You see right over here is where we came in originally, and this is Pattaya beach area. There's another Pattaya beach, of course, in Chonburi, right south of Bangkok, that's known for all the bars and malls and partying and stuff like that. But yeah, this is a cool area, and I try to give you guys a good idea of what to expect before you get there, whether it be a beach or a city or whatever. So let's check out the rest of the island. We didn't have a chance to go on a snorkel or dive tour. I wanted to do that, but the day that we had planned to go snorkeling or diving, we had some rain. So we just hung out around the resort and enjoyed the resort and the pool. Going down like at later, it's going to be the walking street. And it's a blue street, looks blue. So if you know you're on a blue street and we're in Ko Lipe, you're on the main walking street where the restaurants are. What they call walking street, meaning restaurants, gift shop, Thai massage parlor, that kind of goes like with the flow about like when things are happening, you know. It's not like when you're on a bigger island or like Samui or Phuket, you kind of do your thing and things go on late at night. And I noticed this even when I was in Koh Tao, that at night, everything at 9, 10 o'clock, they turn the lights off because of power, and they have brownout and everything kind of shuts down, you know what I mean? And there's only like a few bars open, so that, just keep that in mind. But resort, of course, you're going to be able to kind of hang out there all day, all night. So during the day is what I see is when you're going to be doing your thing here. And then in the evening, it's going to go on for dinner. And then after that, there's not like a huge nightlife is what I'm saying. So, and you know, maybe later I'll learn there's a secret spot, but it's more like things during activities during the day, which is I like outdoor activities anyway. So a little bit of a, you know, a fun thing, adventure. But we're going around, we're at different beaches. You pay them, they take you around the island because it's not too big of an island, and you can do it in less than 2 hours, go all the way around the beach. They said an hour, but I think it's a little more than an hour because I told him to take his time, you know. Even if I pay him a little bit more, it's not that much money. And so we're walking down. He's talking to my Thai friend about everything, but he can't speak good English, so I'm letting them walk ahead, and I'm just doing some filming. And we're at another beach. It's very scenic. Of course, you're going to go through small villages, and there's you know, poor areas, and then there's richer resort areas, and it's nicer, and it's just typical anywhere Southeast Asia. So, but once you get out to the beach front and you get to where you're going, everything is usually pretty nice. And of course there's nice areas and then there's not so nice. So it's just going to be like that. A lot of people post the best videos, but I just try to, you know, be straightforward, you know what I mean? So you know what you're getting into. In a lot of these places there's more tours than there is, you know, free, what do you call it, exploring. If you're on a bigger island, you could rent a scooter or a car and you can explore on your own, but these other ones, it's harder to do that. Got a little floating man-made dock here. We're on Sunset Beach, Snorkel Beach. Some of the beaches is too many people, too many longboat, too much going on, but this is more of a private beach. But I was just told this is a government land, so you got to get permission to come over here. And they brought us, or I guess to hang out more in a few minutes. I mean, they don't care if, you know, take photo. I'm not sure, but somewhere near here is like more government facility. But there's local kids over here swimming, so I don't, and the person I'm with, they said, well, maybe you ask them and it's okay. So I'm not sure. See a few sailboats out there. nice to have a boat here. Here's some photos of some of the delicious food that we had in this area. I love to cook, and I grew up around some gourmet cooks and also worked in the restaurant industry in my younger adult career. If you guys want to get a conversation started, tell me what one of your favorite dishes are, or maybe a place you ate in this area, and we'll talk about it in the comments section. We're at Mountain View Resort, and we're at Koh Lipe Island, Satun, Thailand. And this is one of the resorts, one of the beaches, and it's very private. And I read, that when you're at some of these resorts that are more private, you're not gonna, maybe the food and the restaurant not as good, but it's going to be more private, which I like nowadays. And you're going to have not as many longboats on your beach. You see, it's a nice kind of a private beach. And then this is another property over here. I think there may be rental houses and bungalows. I don't know what that is. I have to look on the map. But we're going to walk up because we have a driver taking us around, showing us around the island. And we told him we weren't going to be at 15 minutes, been 20. And I wanted to see this resort. Looks like a place that I'm interested in. And Deluxe Garden, there's different names, so you got to look at the names when you're renting the resort. Deluxe, Superior, Viewpoint, view with the pool side, and you got to really pay attention to that when you're booking the rooms. And I do edit the video. Here's the pool. So there you go, see the name? And these over here seem nicer. Look, there's coconuts even on the tree. I'm sure there's plenty on the island. You don't need to pick those. But the villas look really spacious and nice. And I don't know if one on the top's different than one on the bottom, or they're the same. But that would be cool if you had a family. You see how these are split up? You see how they are? So you could probably, have the kids on the top and you on the bottom, or vice versa. And you could rent both of them. Oh my gosh. And I think they all have air conditioning units. You see this? Oh man. And you can do poolside, or you can do what they call hillside. But wow, this is the kind of place you just come and disappear for a week or 10 days. And they've got little tour boats. You can go out to the islands. Okay, I'm being waved at. We're going to go back up to our local tour guide driver. We're paying him a flat rate to take us around for like an hour or so, like $10 or $15. It's cheap, and takes you around the island and tells you a little bit about the island. And hope you can hear me real good. I'm using a DJI Pocket 2, if anybody's wondering. Works pretty good for the most part. And Sawadee Krab. And so we're gonna walk back up and see, maybe I get a little bird's eye view over here. This is one of the rooms, but I'm gonna walk. It's like a little path right beside it. So there you go. Oh, this is where they have the restaurant. My bad, it's not the room. But you see, it's nice. Okay. All right, let's get out of here. Guys are waiting on us. Hello. Everybody seems fairly friendly this time. I hope you can make it down to this island. There's a lot of beautiful islands in this area. A lot of the islands have these speed boats that you're going to go out on. Most of the trips are an hour or less. The prices do vary. We talked about that earlier. A lot of these islands are known for basically just laying around the resort and the pool, and also doing snorkel and island tours, and the packages do vary. So check that out once you get there. Again, tell me what your favorite island is in southern Thailand or this area, and I will try to respond if you have a question about Thailand in any of my videos. If I don't respond, then hopefully someone in the comment section that maybe knows more than me will respond to you if they see the question. Let's get a dialogue going. I appreciate you guys watching and supporting the channel. like and subscribe, and I'll try to put links. I'm testing affiliate links with different types of things, whether it be products or hotel affiliates. If you want to follow that link and check it out, if you do make a purchase, I get a little kickback, but it doesn't really cost you anything. You just decide if you want to do that, or you can buy me a cup of coffee, and that link's there too. I'm going to try to keep this channel going. Originally, I started it as a hobby. I have traveled around a lot in the last year or two, and I do have to think about my budget, but I'm going to try to keep this channel going. I've been trying to get more videos up later. Sometimes some take longer than others, so I hope you understand that. If I do have a little break, then it's because I got busy doing something else or something like that. You guys get out to these islands and you guys take care. And remember, don't just watch, plan and go.